Hello guys, long time no story time. I just felt like I should come do a story time here today. I feel like I just want to share this experience, this story, and of course, let's learn from it while I know your thoughts, what you would do if you were in that situation. And also, I remember that I was in a relationship with this guy, and this relationship lasted for 4 months. And what happened? So, I just finished my first degree, and so before I was able to begin clearance and all, I decided to come to travel to a particular state to work. And while I went to work, there was this guy that I met, and apparently he liked me, but he was still stalling, maybe because he stalled till I had to leave impromptu to go back to school to start my clearance process. If you have schooled in, okay, it's not in Nigeria. I didn't school in Nigeria, but if you've schooled in Africa, you would understand. I don't know if they do clearance process actually, but yeah, I schooled in an African country, but not Nigeria. And so I came back to work for some time before I went back to do clearance. And so at the point that I left, apparently it dawned on this particular guy that, oh, this person is no longer here. So he asked me out online, right? Like on phone and on chat. So it was like, oh, that he liked me and he didn't know I was going to leave this soon. And so he just told me about his what he felt and what he wanted and all. And after some time I thought about it and I responded with a yes, right? And so we began this relationship online, even though we have known ourselves, we worked in the same organization, and the relationship began. And I remember that it was going fine, even though we were having some conversations and all. And I had my concerns because for me, if I decide to go into a relationship with somebody, I already assume that this person is a potential spouse, right? Until they prove otherwise. So I already imagined getting married to this person. I already imagined, so I began to have conversations about marriage. I began to have conversations about future. I began to, yes, because I needed to know if our values were the same and all before we began. But we had these conversations and I began to see some signs that, oh, this person had some values, that systems that my values didn't match with and all. But that was something that I was just, okay, let's just continue to converse, and while we begin to know where to meet and all. But after 3 months, this was the fourth month, I realized that, oh, one day this person hadn't called. The next day I called another. I tried to reach out and I couldn't reach out to this person. And it went on 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, and I couldn't reach this person. I'm like, I don't understand. And so after some time, he reached out and was like, oh, that he's sorry. And I'm like, what happened? Where did you go? And he said he wanted to go into politics, and that so he had to attend something. I don't know if it was a program or I don't know, or a training. I don't even have an idea what he wanted to attend as regards becoming a politician. And so he thought that he had to ghost everyone. What I mean by ghost, of course, meant that he had to go away, like he didn't want anybody to know. These people that they want to travel abroad, they will not tell anybody. They want to do something like, they will not tell anybody. I don't understand it, and I understand the fact, the angle of not announcing what you want to do till it has been done. I get it, but I don't understand it for close relatives. I don't understand it for family members. I can never understand it, right? And so he now was telling that, oh, that he just said to go to do this and be done with it before he tells people. And so he just thought to go MIA, that's missing in action. And he now even told me, maybe he was trying to convince me about how what he did was good. He told me that even his mom, he caught conversation with her for that period. And so he was trying to say that that was the reason why he went MIA, and now he is back. And I'm like, I'm sorry. This is not for me. I can never understand this. And if you are saying that because you wanted to scale up high or you wanted to achieve something, and you think that leaving everybody out of it and not telling them and just going MIA is the solution. I don't believe in that, and I cannot cope with that, and that was the reason why I ended that relationship. Yes, because for me, I already saw that for you to be able to do this, it means that this would be a pattern, and marriage is not what you want to begin on this kind of foundation of not trusting, right? Because it shows, and that's the thing, some people miss this little signs, right? This was a sign for me. This was something that I had seen, and I had known that it's not just about this situation. It's going to happen whenever this person wants to make a big bold step or take a bold step to do something in life. This would be the pattern, because it sounded right. It sounded like that is something to do. And in as much as I understand it for the world, I understand it for the crowd, I understand that you should not come and be voicing out your ambitions and all, I can never understand it for your close relatives, your loved ones, somebody you're in a relationship with, planning to marry. Of course, I'm not saying talk marriage yet, but somebody you're in a relationship with, and you're even telling me that even your mother, you caused conversation with her too, just because you wanted to do something. I knew that this mindset is not what I wanted to condone or live with, and then that just became the bigger reason that was more something that I could hold on to. Of course, don't forget that I'd already been seeing some little value shocks and wrong reasons or things that this person was doing. I'm like, no, this is not what I want to go on with, right? But I'm just saying this to say that communication in a relationship can never be overemphasized. I always say this, right, that I feel like the beginning of every problem in relationships is communication. No matter what the problem is in a relationship that you want to give it a name, no matter the name you want to give it, communication somewhere was lagging for that issue to be prevalent, for that issue to persist, for that issue to have grown to where it is, to become a stumbling block or a big weight, right? So you cannot tell me that you want to do something and you cannot communicate it to the people, your core. That's trust issues. That's a person that lacks integrity. That's a person that cannot be relied on, right? And so sometimes we see these little signs and we undermine them. Imagine this is just in a relationship, right? Now imagine in marriage where there'll be bigger things to sort, bigger things to do. And because you might say that, oh, you guys were still in a relationship, maybe you didn't think you are that important, so his mother is also not that important, right? So I don't know, let me know what you would have done if you were in this position. Let me know what your thoughts are as regards this. Did I make the right decision, even though I know I did? What would you have done? Would you have addressed it and continued the relationship when the person didn't see anything wrong with it? Would you have seen it as, oh, not a bad thing, since it's for your good, let's just go on? What would you have done or done differently if it was you? And what would be your advice to somebody that is in that position, right? Because I know and I feel like everything that happens in a person's life or in your relationship journey should be noted, right? Don't be looking for very big things, because the big things always begin from little things. All these small things like, oh, I can never tell a person how much I earn, I can never let her know who I'm in contact with, she can never know my phone's password. All these things, they seem little, but they are going to escalate to be bigger issues. And when you have already gotten into marriage, it will be much more difficult to correct or condone. So I said this to just say to somebody that red flags does not have to be very bold. It does not have to become a banner before you can spot it. If you are observant, if you are sensitive, you would see these things and know which one to correct and move on with, and know the ones that will just grow and become a problem in future. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget that on this channel we are for doing relationships the right way to get the right results. See you in my next one. Bye.